time. Hope everybody having a Sunday, making the most of it, and making the thing do what it do. Because in life, too many times, we don't go about realizing that the warning signs are coming at us. See, Diddy never came to realize that where there's smoke, there's fire. And when fire comes, it comes to destroy. Despite what you may feel about yourself, your position in life, or your seeing that more along the note of we have to go about asking ourselves, are we doing the right thing? Because a lot of times, not too many of us goes about doing the right thing. We become arrogant in our ways and in believing that what we are doing, there's going to be no repercussions or consequences to it. But the thing that I come to say in this regard is, when a lot of people start making noise, it's not for no reason. If a lot of people have the same chatter, one have to go about asking themselves, why is everybody saying what they're saying? Yes, people gonna talk, but when you get a different variety of people saying the same different things, then we got to go about taking that closer look at self. Because when we go about taking that closer look at self, then we're going to come to realize that, you know what, maybe I'm not living right. And when we come to that realization that how we're living is foul, hopefully we're honest enough with ourselves to say, well, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make that change. Because in making that change, we can stop before the consequences and repercussions get worse. I have no personal affiliation with Diddy, never met the guy before in life. But with all the accusations coming out, the videos surfacing, he still carried on with a facade as if though he was untouchable. And I'm going to tell you one thing. The system will tolerate you as long as you're making money. But the minute you stop making money for the system, they going to kick your ass to the curb. And we've seen too many of that in the scenario with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby could do no wrong. The Jello pudding pop man. But the minute he decided to go against the system, it turned against him. Damn near damaged his reputation. So it goes to show that even though we have worked to go about accumulating certain things in our life, we have to be mindful. We can't take it for granted and say that we are above the law. Because when we hold on to that, our downfall is right around the corner. And we get the warning signs, but it's just that we do not want to go about adhering to what is being said. We justify people's comments as if though they're hating. They don't want to see a black man doing good. They don't want to see a brother succeeding. They don't want to see the upliftment of the movement. But if you live in foul, you got to change that. Because one thing I know is that the same people you looking down on going up is the same people you going to see going down. But not too many of us is humble enough. So I would pray that we go about learning from the missteps of others. Look at it from a life lesson, trying to show us that, wow, that guy had all that money, and yet his money can't serve him no purpose. So in today's aspect, it's more of a self-reflective point of view in that ask yourself, am I living right? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? So that going forth, when the smoke and the chatter comes, it's not to go about taking you down. It's not to go about devaluing what you have worked so hard for. Because it's work to get to the top, but it's even harder to stay on top. And too many times, a lot of us, we take for granted that because we have made it, that there's no consequences or repercussions to what is going to happen to us. So just look at it from that perspective, and that where there's smoke, there's fire. And do not go about lying to yourself that and thinking that you could go about evading the system and believing that nothing's going to come out of whatever's transpiring. So within that, we have to take a mindful look. We have to be one with the nature that when there's chatter, there's something brewing up. We can't be so dismissive in our approach and looking at life and saying that don't have nothing to do with me. Because if everybody is saying the same thing, they got some truth to it. And people need to realize that some of your closest partners are going to be the one to start talking about you. Because envy's a mother. Envy is something that's going to pull people into a hateful spasm. And the ones closest around you, they're the ones that's going about leaking the information about you. Your enemies are your best friends, and your best friends are your enemies, because they are the ones who are going around spitting that venom. And in spitting that venom about you, that's where all this chatter comes in. Because too many times, there's information that nobody should know. But we don't go about questioning who we have around us. Because we have this fleeting loyalty to our friends. But some of our own friends is out to get us. And that's the sad part about it. Because you helping them out, but they might not be progressing as fast as you are. So that's when it starts with the backbiting, the hating, the allegations, and the rumors. So even though I come to say, where there's smoke, there's fire, it's more to go about paying an attentive look at who you have around you. Because if some of the most personalist things are coming out in regards to only a select few know this information, but it's damaging to your character and who you are as a person, then you got to address that. Put that smoke out before that fire get out of control. Because too many times we take things for granted. And in taking things for granted, we allow a blaze. And one thing about a fire, once it starts, it don't even care what's in the way. It will go about destroying everything and everyone around it. So, be mindful in your life. See that it's more along the notion that you have to be conscientious and aware to the repercussions of rumors. There's an old quote in the scriptures. The tongue is one of the mightiest of swords. It has been known to go about destroying a whole city. So when people start talking about you, you got to be careful of what they saying, because too many times people create cataclysm just to go about destroying others. And in destroying others, it's sad because we are neglecting the signs. And today's live, it's more about, all right now, it's more about paying attention to the signs so that we do not fall victim to what's going on. Because we could look and see that so many of us have fallen victim to what people gotta say. And what they have said has gone about ruining opportunities for us. And so that's business right there. Right. You already know how we do. So that's one of the things right there. Y'all taking a ride with me over to the grocery store right quick. So we in this thing together. Don't even trip. We gonna make this thing happen and go from there. So that's one of the things in regards to we need to go about being alert. Like what my man Money Mike said, where was your antennas when them fools was trying to rob me? Because too many times we put our guard down. And when we put our guard down, that's when we get caught up. And in being caught up, we leave ourselves prey to these vipers out here. And these vipers, they would like but nothing to go about destroying. So don't leave yourself open, but protect yourself and seeing what's going on. Pay attention to the signs. Don't take the signs for granted. Don't look at it as, oh shit, they don't mean nothing by it. Nah. A snake gonna stay close to you, try to find out how he can get up on you. He ain't trying to be your friend. And with that, we just gotta see that it's all about movement. And once we create that positive movement, then it's gonna be a good thing for us. So oh, thanks a lot, folks. Oh, good man. Yeah, so that's one of the things right there and there. Just pay attention to the signs so that we do not go about falling victim. And in falling victim, we do not become the prey. Because the predator is out there. The predator is coming with lies, destructive, and deceptive. The more go about holding us down. So, despite what my man is going through, he's just a victim of circumstances in that he didn't want to pay attention to the signs. So, it has happened far too many times to celebrities and so forth. Oh, thanks a lot, bro.
I counted 40.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And that it has happened too many times where the ill effects of this game that they go about playing and that the system will tolerate you.
There you go. All right, let's see if we can let
It'll tolerate you as long as you are making money for the system. But the minute you don't want to play that game no more, that's when you go about falling prey. After you go about falling victim. And you fall victim. They make an example out of you. They make an example out of you. It's more along the line of they gonna go about setting you up. And setting you up, that's how they get close to the people around you. It's a classic case of divide and conquer. And once they go by dividing, the flock is scattered.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hey, how we doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you doing? Fantastic.
Thank you very much. You guys be good now. All righty. So, yeah. That's the thing right there. It's that divide and conquer. And that's the sad part about it. How we doing today, brother? Okay now. Yeah, that's that divide and conquer. And that's how they go about doing it. They go about infiltrating your camp. And when they go about infiltrating your camp, they go about finding information. And they're going to try to pin that against you and give you an option. The option is either you do what we want or they're going to be consequences to not playing the game. Come on, Naya, come on. Come on. Too many times. And we don't learn that lesson until it's too late. And when some of us learn that lesson, it's because the system has gone about taking everything away from us. They just gonna make sure that they gonna make an example out of a man. And making that example out of a man. They gonna take everything that he had worked for just to show that it's to send a message to others. You see what we did to him? You better stay in line, or else we're gonna do the same thing to you. And in doing the same thing to you, that's how it goes about keeping everybody else in line. But with that, let's take it back to a more basic level, and that on a day-to-day aspect, we got some co-workers at work. And some of the co-workers at work, they the same ones that's going up to the boss, telling the boss yin and yang about you. But the one thing you have to do is take that self-reflective look on a daily basis. Don't take people for granted, because when we start taking people for granted, that's when we start slipping. And when we start slipping, we're going to slide, because they waiting on their opportunity to go about making sure that they go about getting their plan across, you see. And too many times, it's the ones that's closest to us, man. That's the sad part. The ones closest to us, them the ones that's gonna rat you out and give you up. Them the ones that's gonna make it easy for the damn snakes to come get you. But jealousy's a motherfucker. Just watch out for broke, jealous people and don't allow them to be in your life, because the only purpose and reason they got is to be destructive in nature. That's their whole purpose. They don't even know why they doing what they doing. But they hold on to that mentality that if I'm not shit, you not gonna be shit. So they live in this filth, in this chaotic world that just goes about being deranged. And they get value out of seeing that, how could I go about pulling this person down? How could I go about setting this person up? But the only reason they're going about being successful is because we don't want to pay attention to the signs. Going back, where there is smoke, there is fire. And if we would just pay attention to the signs, people will tell you who they are. We just don't want to believe them. We just think too highly of other people, even though they give us the answers on regards to how they get down. They'll tell you. Some people will outright tell you shit. If it ain't me, it ain't gonna be nobody else. But yet we still keep these people around. You will see them talk about their own mama, their brothers, their sisters, but we believe that they're not gonna talk about us because we cool. And the one thing that I try to go about promoting, if you have a friend that's a thief, don't worry about it. He gonna steal from your ass sooner or later, because he's just waiting on that opportunity for him to take your ass for a ride. So a thief could only be a thief, a liar could only be a liar. But we make exceptions for stupidity in believing that they not gonna do that to us, because it's the people closest to you that's gonna be the one to take you down. And more than likely than less, the people that they call in to take Diddy down is the people he had in his camp. And they know more about him than a lot of other people do. So their job is that you're going to get something out of it as long as you play ball. And that's the sad part. Because I'm not saying that no man is perfect. I'm not saying that no man is perfect and no man is without flaw. But yet at the same time, what I am saying is that watch what you do, so you do not go about falling and becoming a victim, and that people have ammunition to go about using against you. James Day, I like that you tuned in to watch the video, but let's keep it appropriate and that our comments be respectful and so forth. If there's anything that I'm saying that is offensive to you, then please let me know in a respectful manner. That's all I'm saying is in that. Let's keep it respectful, let's keep it 100, and let's keep this thing on a uplifting thing. So, I have no idea what you're trying to infer, but put a comment in the thing, and we could go from there to get a better level of understanding and get a good notion of growth, because this thing is all about growing. This thing is not to remain stagnant in any kind of way. So if at any time I'm saying something that's offensive to you, it's just more about setting the message of don't go about taking things for granted. Like I said, I don't even know people, but all trends start off the same way, in that when people neglect or go about overlooking, that's when they go about falling victim. And when they go about falling victim, that's when they become the statistics. And one of the things is that I tell all these young kids going to college, you're young, you're transitioning on to a new stage in life. But one thing I need for you to be mindful of how life works. You're going to go to parties, you're going to have interactions and so forth. But The one who is too friendly, don't become that person's friend, because nobody's going to tell you if they're sick. Nobody's going to tell you they have ill intentions towards you. Sick-minded people want to go about bringing down other people. So that's my thing in that. We just got to be cautious. We have to watch and see what's going on. Let's take a minute to go about stepping back, analyzing, looking at what's transpiring, and so that it helps us to see what's going on in and around us. Because like I said, man, too many times we go about overlooking things, and in overlooking things, it takes us for a ride. Let it be with family members, let it be with friends, let it be with co-workers, let it be in relationships. We are not to go about overlooking things, because all the signs are there. We just got to start picking up on the signs and seeing that, okay, you know what? I see where you coming from. I get a sense of direction where this is going, so that I could go about making that right step and moving and triangulating myself to go about getting to a better place. Now, that's one of the things we got to go about doing, and just seeing that it's okay. And it's okay in that we have to be mindful, and we have to be alert, so that when we move forward, our steps and our actions is one of productivity. Because all what you work for could be taken away in a blink of an eye if you're not cautious with the people that's around you. If you're not cautious in seeing how you're moving along in life, if you're moving reckless, if you're taking things for granted, all your hard work gonna go down the drain, because you're not paying attention to the signs. And in not paying attention to the signs, oh, you're fired. Damn, it's gonna burn every damn thing in its way. So just look at yourself. Look at how you're doing things. Ask yourself, all these damn people around me, why do I have them around me? Why do I need them? Some of your friends is talking shit about you, but yet you still entertain them. Some of your family is talking shit about you, but yet you still entertain it. Some of your co-workers don't want good for you, but yet y'all still go out and kick it and eat. And at the same time, when shit start going downhill, you can't ask yourself why, because that's what you're going about entertaining. You are saying that life don't know what the hell it's talking about. And some of us got to learn the hard way. I wish that everybody would adhere to instructions and information, but life gonna show us that some of us don't want to listen. Some of us are just damn hard-headed. Some of us just need that kick in the ass. And we're getting that kick in the ass. Hopefully it wakes us up, because we have to become one with life. And life is giving us all the signs. Life is showing us. We got to take the time out and stop living in our own little fantasy world. So, you'll, as time goes by, you'll start to see more smoke start to burr up against Diddy. And one thing I know about the feds, even if they ain't got nothing, they gonna shake up that tree till something fall out. And too many times, they go after the weak ones. So, going back to that old point in life, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So, as long as we go about straining that weak link, then we gonna get something out of this. And it's more to go about applying. When it's for you better stand for others to go about knowing their place. Once you get people to realize where they stand, then you control the whole thing. So it's one of them things in the situations is not fair at times because you could be doing a world of good, but because of people hating, it's just in their nature to go about being a little snake or a viper. And in being that snake or that viper, their whole position is to go about enhancing that hate. And that hate is where all that smoke comes from. And where all that smoke comes from is just from people coming up with all these things which they could go about using against you in any kind of which way. So just know that the key aspect in life, and that when you go paying attention to the signs, then it'll give you a better heads up in regards of what you got to do and how people will won't have that opportunity to go about taking you down. And that's the key to this whole thing. Yeah, so some people are just looking for that opportunity just to go about taking you down, but don't give them that opportunity. Just know that you on point, you on guard in regards to paying attention to the signs. You already know how they coming, so you're not gonna leave yourself to be taken advantage of or fall victim to it. Hey, we have a comment from Roslyn. It's difficult to believe that those closest to you are the ones who would give you up to the slaughter, but that is usually the case. Hey, thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. We have another comment from Tessa with the little emoji thingy. Hey, bless up. Thanks for reaching out, giving that support. And just knowing that it's along the line that we have to be okay with the truth, going back to the truth again. And that when we come to realize that the people who are around us, situations that we go about finding ourselves in, it's helping us to realize that this place which has been bestowed upon you, it's more to go about teaching you a lesson. You see, like I tell everybody, life is full of lessons, man. But too many times we don't want to pay attention. Too many times we don't want to hear what life is saying. A lot of times we believe that we're smarter than we actually damn are. So we don't have to listen. But when we don't listen, we get that ass whooping. And in getting that ass whooping, that shit hurts because it doesn't give a damn how you feel or how you take it. Life is going to let you know you need to learn this. You need to calm your little ass down. You need to humble yourself. But too many of us, we get in our own way. Too many of us, we start to tell ourselves things in which that I got this. Life can't see me. And so since life can't see me, then I'm a rock it the way I want to do it. But when we become victimized, abused, then we see that damn, all that warning signs was smoke. But too many times we realize when it's too damn late, when it's just our ass is getting whooped. And with us getting that whooping, it's just showing you didn't pay attention to the smoke. So now you got to deal with that fire. Now that's my blessing. One, make that hot. I make it hot. Bye, 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 bye.